Oh, this sounds cool. Real podcast.
Yeah, man.
Whoa.
But we try and keep it.
There we are.
Well, I try and keep it as casual here too. I don't want it to be all
my
like
gosh.
goofy and weird, and everybody's like. Sometimes people come on though, and they are like, "Oh," and I'm like, "Dude, you're in my dining room.
Yeah.
Why are you nervous? This isn't a studio. This isn't
Right.
anything.
Right, it's not that deep.
I'm having a martini. Like, relax. Okay? Yeah,
Best way to do it.
it's not that deep. It really is not that deep. So
This setup is cool too. I
Yeah.
like it.
I just love wood.
Well,
I
the
love
dining-
your wooden floors.
thanks.
It's got a lot of character.
Yeah.
Well, I have to
lot of
show you
character.
Gabriel's room
Oh, yeah?
because that's the newest thing. We did his room for him when he came back. He's already back to New York again, but we're redoing the kids' rooms so that they're not kids' rooms.
Right.
Because we would like them to come back, you know.
Of course.
Might be
And when
nice.
they come back, hopefully they come back with somebody they care about. Because he also had the smallest room in the house, so it was really like a nursery room, you know. So our room is way too big. Emma's room is just right, and then Gabe got the room that was left.
Oh.
You know, but it was a nice room, but it was too small for a grown up.
Yeah.
And now we knocked out the closets in there. So we had this walk-in closet, not a walk-in. We had a closet and he had a closet, but it's an old house. And old houses have these little stupid
Yes.
closets.
Yes.
Yeah, they're like, what is this? What am I supposed to do with this closet? I open the door and I'm supposed to jimmy my way down.
Yeah.
It's like
You
this
put
is-
in a single sock and you're good.
Yeah. So we never used our
That's
closet
hilarious.
because there was
Single
no.
sock.
Well, we couldn't even get to it. Like
Yeah.
literally, you could open it. It's like, well, here's a couple things.
It's
I can-
comical.
Yeah, I can hang a couple things up and I can put
That's
some
where they
stuff on
put
the floor.
bedchamber pod.
Yeah, pretty much. I'm like, but I can't get back to that other 6 feet. That's again, am I supposed to shimmy my way down in there? That's dumb.
Part of the fun.
Yeah, and then he had the
Your
same
closet
thing.
is an activity.
Yeah, so he had the same thing on the opposite side of his room. So we just said F that and took out the whole freaking
Oh.
wall, closed in our side of the thing, and he got another. I mean, he got a lot. His room got 30% bigger.
That's
wow.
Because of
Wow.
closets. Well, his room was so small that making it 30% bigger was not that
Now it's
difficult.
an average size room.
Yeah, so it was like 20 feet. Now it's 30 feet. He's like, wow.
Whoa.
You're also
Yeah.
giving him an incentive to come back more
That's
often.
the whole thing. The whole thing is honestly, I want the kids to come back.
Right. No, absolutely.
we
They
love
will.
them
They
and-
will.
You know,
Oh.
it's like I really would like them to come back. Like I said, I don't want them to be sleeping in their little childhood room, like
Yeah.
having Buzz Lightyear sheets and stuff, and feeling really awkward. So, yeah, jeez. And so you had your headshots taken by Holly?
I did.
I didn't remember that for some reason. I don't know. I don't remember lots of
it
stuff.
was
So,
very random. Like sophomore year of college.
oh, nice.
Yeah, I had bangs, so I needed to get new headshots.
Ah.
Yeah, I grew out of them really fast.
You grew out of
Really,
the,
really fast.
So like you had bangs, went to college, then grew them out, and were like, oh, I don't look like this
Yep.
anymore.
And I was like, well, it might be time for new headshots.
That happens though. I mean,
Yeah.
everybody changes very quickly. I feel like when you get to college too.
It's always the bangs.
I know you have to get headshots like every 2 years.
Well, you're
too.
still a kid, honestly.
yeah.
You go off to college and you're barely 18.
Mm-hmm.
You know, next thing you know, you're 21 and able to drink, and you're like, I don't look the same. I need to get my photo
Right.
I
retaken
know.
for my ID.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like get my ID taken. You know, it's like Gabriel's he looked like an infant. He looked like a fetus in his photos, and because you get your photo taken when you're 15 and a half.
Yeah.
Always got the chubby face.
Well, and then you don't,
Yep.
and then you don't get a real license until you go to you're 21.
Yep.
And then you're like, oh, I can't. So he's submitting his 15 and a half year old photo to get into bars. They're like,
They're like,
no, this is not.
Oh man, you know what's funny? Speaking about the bars and stuff, my little sister is about Gabe's.
She's
age,
exactly the same
same age, and I went to her sibling weekend in Athens. She goes to
She goes to
Ohio
OU?
University.
oh, yeah?
Yeah, and one of her roommates, who we get along with really well, she's a really nice kid. I say kid, she's a couple years younger than me.
Yeah, 2
But,
years younger than you.
Right.
Well, 4 years. I guess it's 4 years for you, right?
Yeah, well, Zoe's, she'll be 21. I'm 26, so
Yeah.
about
Oh,
five.
yeah, because Gabe is 2 years younger than me.
Yes,
I'm pretty sure,
exactly,
Right? Yeah,
yep.
yeah,
About
yeah.
5 years younger. And my older brother and I went downtown, and we're, of course, of age, and we went to go into the bar, and her friend had a fake ID. Her friend got in. I showed them my real ID.
Yeah.
And the guy, the bouncer, who's like younger, looks at me and goes, nice try, bro. And I was like,
that's a
and I was like,
compliment.
this is real. I was like, this is like actually legitimately.
Yeah.
I was 25 at the time. I'm like, this is
25
real.
and you couldn't get in?
Yeah,
I
and he goes,
swear.
yeah, nice try, buddy.
No, they
And I
already
just
had.
laughed and walked
way.
away.
They had a lot of sausage in the bar already. They were like, "We're not, no more."
I wanted
Yeah.
to say, bro, you're 0 for 2, but I didn't. I didn't want to
Didn't
want
wanna
to throw
out
her
her,
friend under
yeah.
the bus.
Right.
Wow.
So Zoe was laughing, standing out with me,
Yeah.
and her friend just wanted to go in.
How is Zoe doing? I want to stalk her, but I also don't want to be a creep because I these kids, they were kids when I knew them and they were so little, and
Yeah.
I want to know what they're doing in life and everything because I'm just I loved them from when they were little. Now I'm like, now she's 21. I'm like, I probably shouldn't like her stuff. Be awkward.
No, she's doing great, and I'm super proud of her. So she's just ended her junior year of
Yeah,
college. She'll be
yeah.
a senior. She's doing a internship with J.P. Morgan and Chase in
Oh
Chicago.
my gosh.
So she does finance.
She's a
and-
finance person.
She's
now.
a finance person.
Wow.
She's the president of Women in Leadership at
Nice.
OU.
Gabe is
She's-
still single. I'm just saying. I've always liked Zoe. She's such a sweet girl.
She's very sweet. No, she's awesome. She's part of the equity group. She's vice president of that at OU. She's super impressive.
Oh my gosh.
So
Wow.
she won't say it herself, but I'm her brother. so
No,
I'll
they'll
brag.
never say it, will they? They'll
No.
never say anything nice about themselves. It's part of like being a performer. I think growing up, all you performers
yeah.
never say anything
Humble.
about
Yeah.
being good at your craft and that you work on every single day, all the time. And you're like, no, I'm not. I don't want to go out. Like, so how are people going to know you're in a show unless you say so?
Right.
True.
Yeah, absolutely.
And then you have to have siblings and parents to do it. Everything. That's what
Yeah.
you do. So you guys. So Casey's here. Sophia or Sophie? Sorry.
Either or. I
Either
go by
or?
both. Born
Okay.
Sophia, but I answer to all.
Gotcha. And Max are here. You guys are bringing back summer stock to Toledo again. It's been, oh my gosh, when's the last time we had a summer stock show in Toledo?
It's been 6 years.
6
the last
years?
one was Big Fish.
Oh my gosh, I actually
Yep.
thought it was
Yeah.
longer than that.
Yeah, we were supposed to do Into the Woods in 2020. It was supposed
Okay.
to be an alumni show, but it got canceled.
Alumni
because of COVID.
show? What
yeah.
do you mean an alumni show?
So
Like group who did it in
yeah.
summer stock before?
Yep. Yeah,
Ah.
because you couldn't do summer stock if you weren't in high school. So they let all the people who had done it all the years before, like whenever it started, maybe
Yeah.
2009
I think
or
so,
something,
yeah.
and so on. They let all those people audition.
Okay, so why
Yeah.
couldn't you do it unless you were in high school? You got to explain everything here. So
Yeah.
what is summer stock? Go through the whole rigmarole here so
Sure,
people know
sure.
can catch up.
Yeah.
Even I know a little bit, but I apparently don't know squat, so you have to tell me too.
Yeah, Summer Stock was a high school theater organization that we only ran during the summer. It was run by Kevin Connor Casey Kenny, if you know that name, and also Matt Crisula.
Matt, I know.
Yeah.
Shout out
Yes,
Matt.
Matt, I
Shout
know.
out Matt.
Matt is doing big things right now. He's
He
trying to
is.
start his own
Yeah.
theater Substack and all this
It's
stuff.
really good.
Oh my gosh,
Yeah,
he's all
it
over
is
the
really
place
good.
doing things. One minute he was just a guy directing shows over at the little Christian school that you went to, Max. Didn't you go to that school?
Yeah. He was
Cardinal Stretch?
Yeah, he
Yeah.
started directing over there after I left. Yeah,
And then next thing you know, he's traveling around the whole dang country,
Yeah.
getting
Writing
I know.
reviews.
Yes.
Writing reviews. It was crazy. I
yeah,
actually
he's doing great.
I did the Wolves at Obama in Cleveland. It's like a little local professional
I'm
theater
sorry,
over
the
there.
what? Say
the
the-
Wolves.
The Wolves at
Like-
Obama.
Dobama with
Oh.
a D. I know. It's
Wo-
a little
The Wolves at Obama is what I heard. I was like, the what?
I know. I have to explain it every time I say it to
Oh,
people.
okay.
But I was doing a show out in Cleveland, and all of a sudden I got a notification on my phone that Matt Crisula was there. He didn't know I was in it, but he
Oh.
was just coming to review it.
So what do you get automatic notifications pushed to you that Matt's in town?
No, he just tagged me on Instagram, and I was like, this is really random because it was before any of this came up.
Gotcha. So he probably
Yeah.
pulled up the little program and was like, I know her.
Yes, yeah.
I'm tagging her
It
right
was
now.
crazy. It
That
was
is
crazy.
funny. That is amazing. Okay, what was the show you were doing? The Wolves.
The Wolves.
The Wolves. That's the name of a show?
Yeah.
I thought the place was called the Wolves at Obama. That would have been a cool name.
That's a long name.
that.
A long name for a theater.
Well, I mean, J.P. Morgan, whatever thing that it was rattled off a minute ago, that's a place, right?
Yeah, J.P. Morgan and Chase.
It's like, so yeah, it's a real place. The Wolves at Obama is cooler.
Yeah.
So, anywho, yeah, he's doing crazy stuff now. I didn't realize all that. Okay, sorry. Summer Stock is.
Yeah, Summer Stock is a student-run theater organization where everything was run by high school students. So you had to be either a freshman through a senior in high school. We produced our own stuff. We directed it. Sophie directed a show actually one time with Summer Stock.
Yeah. I
And
did
you
it for-
produced-
I did it for 2 years. So 1 year I was in it, and that was when we all worked together on it.
What was it? What are the
Yes.
shows?
It was Lucky Stiff, and
Oh.
then the year after that it was The Mystery of Edwin Drood.
Oh, Mystery Veteran. That one I know of. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so we just got to run everything ourselves. We had a moderator, which was either Kevin or Matt, and they were always there to help us out. But we did everything all on our own.
Everything yourselves, you mean
Yep,
everything. The
everything.
director had to be a high school student.
Yep.
The producer had to be
The stage manager had
choreographer, costumes. It was really their philosophy was that they wanted it to be an educational ground for anybody who wanted to learn both the behind the scenes and also if they wanted to be in a show. It was like, a really cool opportunity for people to try everything.
Gotcha. So as before, like Casey, you're a performer, you just would, do whatever you were told, basically. You didn't have a chance to actually run the organization.
I actually was the stage manager.
Okay, I mean in normal shows. Sorry.
Oh,
yeah. In a normal high school show or a community theater show.
I mean, I think the most you do is like tech if you're in high school.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You might get to be a performer.
Yeah.
And then you might get to be a tech person.
Exactly.
Right.
And that's pretty much it. And a lot of times you have to start off real little, like moving stuff around on the stage as a tech person.
You get to be tree number 2.
Yes.
and you get
moving
to-
prop.
Yeah.
I'm sure we've all had our tree number 2 moments.
Oh, 100%.
You were tree number 2?
Maybe number 3.
Yeah.
We've all the ensemble roles.
So what are you doing in the show? Are you producing, directing? You perform? You must.
In the last 5 years.
Oh, it's the last 5 years. There we go. We got to get to that part of the show. So we're doing the last.
5
So you guys are
years.
bringing it back, and you're performing the last 5 years, which
Yes.
means the whole cast is here.
The whole cast is here.
Yep.
Yeah.
Me, Casey, and Sophie.
If you know the show, then you know that the last 5 years is 2 people.
Yep.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and it's based on stuff that we will get to eventually. But I want to hear more about this summer stock. Why did you want to do this summer stock, Max? I mean, it was your idea.
No, this was not my idea.
It was
This
Casey's
was
idea,
This was
wasn't it?
completely Soph and Casey.
Oh.
But no, for me, it was crazy. So
You just show up as the arm candy? Is that what you were at the end?
I don't know. So funny enough, I haven't done. So I did the way I kind of met these guys is we did Lucky Stiff, which was a summer stock production after I graduated high school. So right after my senior year,
2017.
2017. So I was in it, got to be part of it, and it was just such a cool process. It was super collaborative. Like you said, it was all the high school students that were directing and producing, and Matt and Casey were a big help as well. But so that's how I got to know them. Went into school not for theater, so went into nursing school. During that time, I did Newsies in 2019 with Perrysburg Musical Theater. So that was a fun time. But since then, I have not done a musical.
Wait, what year is that? What year was Newsies? I was going to say that was a long time ago.
2019.
I was saying 19 or 18. 19?
19.
6 years ago?
6 years ago.
Can you still sing?
I don't know. We're about to find out.
You can still sing?
Yeah. Can confirm.
We're about to find out.
But you got it, man. You got it, man. It's like riding a bike, right?
I'll tell you what. So it was crazy. So, I mean, I'm sure they can speak more to, kind of the process of coming to the idea of doing it. But I was at home and Casey texted me and just said, hey, me and Sophie are thinking about doing the last 5 years.
Oh, so you guys were just friends somehow randomly.
Yeah, no, from
From
doing
17, 2017?
17,
Yeah.
and we've kept
Yeah.
up here and there, but
Okay, I'm like, what?
That summer stock
I thought maybe you
blonde
became a
runs
nurse
deep.
too or something, Casey. I'm like, what happened, Casey? I don't know. How did you?
yeah, no. So I got a text that just said, "Hey, would you ever, consider doing a show again?" And I was like, "Heck yeah!" I was just waiting for a good opportunity. I'd been on nights for 3 years, and just schedule wise, it was really difficult with my first job that I had as a nurse. So.
I know we missed you, man. I knew because you were a great performer when I saw you and everything. I'm sure you're still great, but I remember when you went to school and had to be like grown-up-y time, and it was like, oh no, we're losing Max. He's not going to be able to do anything because then, going to nursing school is no joke, and then becoming a nurse is no joke. You kind of got to focus on helping people not die.
Yeah,
and
100%.
And you take whatever the shifts are that you get when you first get hired. And I was like, I hope we're never going to see him again. I mean, this is not going to happen, obviously.
Yeah,
And here he is. He's
and
back,
I'm back.
everybody. He's back.
Yeah, no.
We
So
brought him back.
Yeah.
I was equally super humbled and excited, but also terrified because I knew what the music is like.
Yeah.
It's. I mean, at least to me, I'm not like your typical like just super high voice tenor. And that's kind of where this score kind of lies. So I knew it would be a good challenge and then a good excuse for me to
And
get
it's
back into doing the
very
show.
personal too. This
Yeah.
show is so personal.
Yeah, very like layered, the storyline, and just a lot of intricacies to it.
So as a guy who's coming back into the show, you were just going in all the way.
Oh yeah, thrown into the deep end, but that's I don't know. I feel like that mirrors the early parts of being a nurse too. Just thrown into the fire. And
Yeah, good
you
point.
figure it out. So that was
You didn't want to come back with something soft. You're like, nah, nothing light and jovial. Let's go for
let's
it.
just go for it. Yeah.
Let's go for this intense show that is Only me and one other person.
Yeah. So no, I'm super excited. But no, the idea was not me. It was
all Casey and Sophia.
Casey and Sophia.
It sure was.
Okay,
Yeah.
so I'm gonna ignore Max for a while now. Then, so since he was just the guy who came along at the end here. So who did you guys talk to each other? How do you guys have you been friends since 2004?
Yeah.
You take this one.
Casey and I met each other during that same year, 2017. A few months prior to Lucky Stiff, we were in Toledo's teen rep. They did Hairspray.
Yeah.
And we met each other during that, and we became
that.
very fast friends. And that summer I feel like it was very transformative for all of us. We had a lot of people doing both of those shows, and some people just doing Lucky Stiff. But we all became very fast friends. And Casey and I, we would see each other's shows. I took her to my homecoming that next year.
No way. Where'd you go to school?
Perrysburg High School.
Okay.
Go Yellow Jackets.
All right.
And
go piggies that fly.
Yeah.
There you go,
Flying
yeah.
pigs as well. Yeah.
And go some Cardinal, I guess, right? Is that
I
what it
guess.
Yeah.
Fly high, Cardinals. But Casey and I have been super, super close ever since. She's one of my best friends. And when she came back for the summer, we were going on a run, as young adults do or don't, depending on your type of speed. And we were
going on a run, like an actual run?
Yeah, like going on an actual
exercising.
run.
Okay,
We were exercising.
I thought you were gonna say we were going on a run of doing all these things.
We were physically going on a run.
You were actually running.
And then we metaphorically, our minds started to run a little bit
There
too.
we go.
And Casey and I are very we just come up with ideas on the spot, as creatives often
we bounce
do.
off of each other.
And we were getting really excited, and we were like,
You
know
sound
what?
excited.
We should. Yeah, I'm a very excited person. We were like, we should do a show. We should just do it because neither of us had anything lined up for the summer.
Nice.
And I have a background in television production, so I've always wanted to get my hand into different mediums of the arts. And we got into my car after the run. And actually, I think it was your car. We got into Casey's car after the run, and we looked up small cast musicals. And at the exact same,
geez, I mean, this is the smallest cast it could be.
We had, when I tell you, we had different phones. At the same time, we both said, "What about the last 5 years?"
Yeah.
And we were like,
the dramatic head turn to each other.
Oh.
"Yeah." We were like, "That
Are you
sounds
thinking what
right."
I'm thinking? I
And
don't know. What are you thinking?
we're thinking the same thing. And then we were like, "Who would we ask?" And we thought, "Wouldn't it be so funny if we texted Max and he said yes?" And then Casey sent over the text.
Geez, Max, are you sliding into their DMs all the time? What do they think you all the time? What's going on here?
I don't know. I'm glad they asked me to do it because I hadn't done a show in a long time.
Okay.
Once you hear Max sing, you never go back.
I've already heard Max sing. So I have questions, though. You threw a lot at me there very,
know.
very, very quick. Okay, so for one, Casey, where'd you go to college?
Wright State.
Wright State. Where'd you go to college?
BGSU.
Okay, so how did you stay in touch? These are two different colleges.
The
You said you
power of
became...
friendship.
Yeah.
And cell phones.
Okay, that's a good answer. I was just
I
curious.
visited you one year.
Yep.
You came back,
Yeah.
hung out with me.
Okay.
Yeah, and honestly, every summer we've kind of just always made sure that we spend a lot of time together.
Yeah,
Nice.
I feel like some friendships they not run its natural course, but like some people like distance, whatever. But Casey was always a friend that and Max too. Like whenever you just miss somebody and it causes you to reach out, that's how you know it's a good friendship.
Oh, you guys are gonna make me cry. Seriously, no, but it's true. It's 100% true though. There's lots of people that are friends out of just you're around them.
Yeah.
What is it
Yeah.
called? I forget that's called friends by proximity.
Exactly, yeah.
And then
Yeah.
there's ones that you're like, no, there's only a couple of those that exist in everybody's group, but there is always that one that you come back and you're like, hey man, is this person here? I'm gonna
Yeah.
call them up,
Yeah.
and they should come over and you just, even though they're off at Wright State and you were off at BGSU, and then you said you went into television and stuff. So okay, you have experience in television.
Yeah, I went to school for broadcast journalism.
Okay.
At BGSU, they had a great program. I did some radio work in college, and then my senior year, I got the opportunity to intern at 13 ABC. Shout out! And I worked about 6 months part time as the weekend morning producer, which was a midnight to 10 a.m. shift. It was Max and I bonded over working the
my
midnight
God.
shift.
Yeah. So you could text him at night and be like, "Hey, you working?" He's like, "Just a second, let me stab this person with a needle. I'll get right back with you."
Yeah.
Like that kind of stuff.
True story.
But but then after that, I moved dayside, and I'm working like in the lifestyle field, so it's like news but happier.
Are you still working in the news then?
Yep. Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
cool. You know Tammy Martin then.
Yes,
That's good to
Tammy's
know.
my boss.
Tammy's your boss?
Tammy Martin is my boss.
Tammy was my old boss.
Wait, really?
Yeah, for reals.
I love Tammy.
No, Tammy's a great person.
She's the best boss. No favoritism, but fully, she's my favorite boss.
We're actually friends. So
Oh,
that's the thing. Like
fun.
she comes to shows, she's seen my children's shows and stuff,
Yeah.
and I went and saw her stepdaughters at Wren in Sylvania, Northview.
I mean, talk about an exciting person.
She's
I love
just a good
talking
person.
to Tammy.
I
Yeah.
love working
She's good people.
with her because she's just a good person.
Exactly.
You know,
yeah.
they hear this.
It's really easy to work for her.
And I don't work for her now, so I don't have to kiss her ass. So
Listen, even if I didn't work for her, I always tell her, I'm like, Tammy, I'm only doing this for you.
well,
Like,
she said she wanted to come over and see the bedroom and the new remodeled bedroom of Gabe's and everything.
I'll tell her that
and
she
hang
has
out
to. I'm
with-
like, Tammy.
Yeah, no, she
you
said she was
gotta.
going to bring me cake or something like that. I wanted it.
I didn't want to say it, but she did bake me cookies last week, so.
That sounds like Tammy. Yeah. Okay, so you're still at 13 ABC.
yes.
You do marketing for 13 ABC.
I'm in the marketing department, and I am the producer of their lifestyle show
The
called
Nine?
The Nine.
The
Yeah,
Nine,
The
yeah.
Nine,
Mhm.
yes.
Well,
correct.
look at this stuff. Okay.
Yes, he knows.
Well, I used to work at WO.
Yeah.
So there you go. Okay, so then you guys stayed close, and then you said, "Let's on your jogs." You just
Yeah,
decided,
it was so
let's-
spontaneous.
Yeah,
Very
You
spontaneous.
just it's very much. It sounds reminiscent of Ron and I who come up with this podcast. It's like we used to go for our walks and we'd say, "Let's do this podcast." There you go. And you guys are like, "Hey, we're not doing anything right now. Let's do a show." And what can we do that we know we can rock? And you said, let's look something up because we don't want to do something that has 175 people in the
Yeah.
cast, I assume.
Correct.
Yes,
We weren't doing
exactly.
Les Mis, you know?
No, you weren't going to do Les Mis. You weren't going to do that kind of stuff. So this summer stock stuff, which is why you're here mostly, besides the fact that it's the last 5 years, and I have not talked about the last 5 years on this show. So it's bonus for me here. And I haven't talked to you guys and Max and Casey in forever.
Yeah.
So this is a great day for me right now.
Absolutely.
So,
What a
all right.
reunion.
What a reunion. And also, this person's lovely too.
Yeah.
Sophie.
Hey! Did Tammy pay you for that?
No, I didn't even know you worked at 13.
Right.
So this is crazy. So you did this summer stock thing. Like, why were you doing this though? For real though, just because you just wanted to do something cool?
Yeah, I mean, Sophie and I just like spending time together, so we just wanted to find something that would give us more opportunities to hang out.
Okay.
But also, I am about to move to New York.
Oh, are you?
Yeah, and I haven't done a show in Toledo in 6 years. So
Really?
Yeah, the
Yeah,
last one
me
I did
too.
was Les Mis
So the
in
last 6
Toledo.
years.
Yeah,
Yeah.
The
Can
last
we
6
change
years.
the name of the
Yeah.
show?
Maybe we
change the
should.
name of the show. I mean, you guys
We've got
both
like the
haven't
same
done
timeline
anything.
going on. Yeah.
The last 6 years. That's funnier to me.
Yeah, so we really just wanted to have like a fun little last summer in Ohio. and
Last
get to
send off
spend
stuff.
it,
So you're gonna go
yeah,
there.
with each
Okay.
other.
Yeah,
So this summer stock, where's the show held? How do you do you have music directors? Do you have choreographers? Like how do you figuring all this stuff out?
The interesting thing is that it's very much how it came together, very summer stock core. Like it's very
Very.
much like we're a ragtag group of even though we're adults, we feel like kids. And Matt really allowed us to take the helm of the summer stock name and kind of revive it. But we're definitely doing it bare bones. So we have a theater. We're doing it at the Studio Theater in Toledo. The cool thing about summer stock
And
is
where?
that at the University of Toledo.
There we go. University of Toledo Studio Theater.
The Studio Theater at the University
So
of
wait,
Toledo.
which Matt?
Matt Crisula.
Okay, because there's a Matt Foss at the
Yes,
University
Matt
of
Foss.
Toledo. That I was just making.
Yeah.
Which one are you asking here?
Yeah. So Matt Crisula helped us,
obtain the rights.
for summer stock, and every year, even
my
when
God.
summer stock was
I
running,
love Matt.
it was you're right. He was
Both
at
Matts.
it was at a different theater. It was everything was different because it was the students coming up together. So much like how when you're a student in summer stock in high school, having to reach out to theaters and see what space is available. Casey and I had to do that, so we reached out to a couple of theaters. The team from UT was super easy to work with. They were great people.
Oh, that's such a great space to do it in.
Yeah,
Oh my
yeah.
gosh, for this show,
Yep.
you
And
want a black
very
box
small,
intimate
very
space.
intimate.
Yeah.
And that's what we talked about at the beginning.
I'm coming to the show, just so you
Right.
know. No, I am for
Woo!
reals
Yay!
coming. I need to. I said for reals twice in this episode.
That's okay.
I am very embarrassing to myself. But I have not seen you two perform in 6 years apparently.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I need to see you. And plus, it's right down the street from me.
Exactly.
If I don't hit that, then I'm a loser and I don't need to deserve to have this podcast. I mean,
We would love to have you.
Yeah,
Yes.
no.
We would be
stop,
honored.
stop. Yeah, but I want to come. So they helped you. Matt helped you get the rights to
Yeah,
the thing.
we would ask questions. We took a call with him, and then he just really helped us along the way. So shout out to Matt. We're very appreciative of him. And then from there, we just kept at it.
Yeah, my dog's trying to be the center of attention all the time. So
They wanna
yeah,
sing.
so he got the rights. He helped you get the rights.
Yeah.
Yes.
Nah, he didn't get the rights. I'm sure you guys got the
Yes.
rights. You guys wrote the check. I'm sure for the rights.
That is true.
That is true. So we're not going to give Matt all the credit here. So why did you need Matt? Just because you're inexperienced, or?
Because he is the only person who has the access to the MTI summer stock account.
Thank you.
He's the main man.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
So he's the one who started this thing probably UT or the Toledo summer stock.
Yes.
It was actually Casey Kenny.
And then Matt started doing summer stock as a performer, and then he took the helm. So it's really interesting how it was Casey Kenny, and then Matt was in the show, took it over. We were led by Matt, and now as adults we're taking summer stock over.
Oh.
It's a very interesting
Are you
help
taking it
progression.
over for real? Or
At
is
least
Matt
for 1
still gonna
year.
keep it? Okay, I wasn't sure.
Yeah.
Okay.
For this one summer.
That's
Summer
very-
stock is back.
Is it just you guys doing? So you're stage managing the show, Sophie?
We're both producing it.
Okay.
I'm directing it, and
Okay.
then we.
There's no choreography in the show, is there?
No.
There's one waltz scene.
Yeah.
So there's like light choreography.
Gotcha. So you two just figured out yourselves then, Max and Casey. You guys just figured out what you're going to do.
Well, yeah,
With guidance from Sophie,
Yeah,
of
with guidance.
course.
Sophie,
I
I was gonna
honestly,
say.
we all figure it out together. The really cool thing about directing people who have a good understanding of like character work, and I think it's a lot helpful that they're adults too, and their brains are both,
Right.
fully formed. So like we'll go into a rehearsal.
Speak for yourself.
Right. I mean, that remains to be seen, but I would at least say that.
I wouldn't say that about
it's
myself
very,
at all.
Once again, just like Summer Stock was, it's very collaborative. I'll come in with an idea and we'll just riff off of each other. Like we had a great rehearsal yesterday where, Max was doing a funny bit and I was like, actually do this as well. And it was the funniest thing ever.
There you
And
go.
it's like very, kismet things will happen at
Is
these
he coachable? Is
rehearsals.
he,
Definitely,
is he,
yeah.
He's amenable to some suggestions. He's not
Absolutely.
he's not like, hey.
Max is the easiest person ever to work with, and so is Casey.
Oh, he wasn't like, stay in your lane, Sophie. I got
Yeah, he actually
this.
told me to F off.
Yeah.
And spit in my face.
Oh, I wasn't there for that.
That's not the Max I know. I don't
No,
believe you
just
for a
kidding.
second. Yeah.
No, they're really easy to work with. So.
Yeah. Okay. Music. How you guys doing the music? Is it canned?
Yeah, we're
how
doing
could
tracks.
you? Yeah. How could you
Yeah,
do
That
it?
score is crazy.
Yeah.
We
it-
really wanted to get an orchestra, but because we came up with the idea for the show so fast and
Yeah.
the process is
and the
going
space
by so
probably
fast.
Too, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it probably would have sounded good because we could have found some great musicians, but I just think that with the fast nature of the show this summer, tracks were just the easiest option.
Sometimes tracks
and they
are the
sound
way to
pretty
go.
good.
Yeah, I'm sure
They
they
sound
do.
really good.
I'm sure they'd sound
Yeah.
really good. I mean, tracks are musicians playing, so it's not like
Exactly.
I love a musical with tracks, love bowling with bumpers,
Yeah,
Yeah,
Can't lie.
yeah, absolutely.
it's the same thing.
The exact same thing.
Well, it's great that you guys there are only two people too, so your coordination with the tracks are going to be a lot easier.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
So it won't be like tons of the show itself is not set with a bunch of different scenes and everything, is it? Like different
No.
settings and that
No,
kind of
it's
stuff?
just so it's primarily the past and the present. So it's, Kathy is telling her story in reverse of where she is right now all the way back to the start of the relationship. Jamie is telling it from start to finish. So they only meet once in the show, which is their wedding day.
Yeah.
And other than that, it's just, very, very simple set. There are certain things in the script that we have to have there, but a lot of it is just like it really lends well to a black
Okay.
box because it's simple.
I'm going to stop you. You really blew past that real fast. They only meet once.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, because this show, Casey, you want to explain the format of the show as to viewers who don't understand.
Sure.
Viewers as in listeners.
Yeah, I mean, I look at this show sort of as a song cycle. It is known as a musical, but Kathy has, 6 solos. Jamie has 6 or 7 solos.
Those are the names of the two main characters, Kathy
Yes,
and
they
Jamie.
are.
Okay.
Yes, Kathy is the girl and Jamie is the boy.
Okay.
And yeah, so they only sing together, I think, 2 times. But Kathy and Jamie only are allowed to look at each other 1 time in the entire show.
Oh my gosh, so romantic.
And that is right in the middle at the wedding. Yeah.
Aw.
Yeah. So
I
that's
did not know that, actually. That's an interesting fact.
I didn't either because
didn't
I only
either
ever saw the
before.
movie.
I guess I wasn't paying
I've
attention.
never seen it on
in the,
stage.
And
so.
Oh.
in the movie, they're together all
Yeah,
the time.
I've never
everything,
seen the
whole
movie. Never
So-
seen the movie.
And of
It's
course,
pretty good.
too, like when they asked me to do this, I had watched the movie at several years in the past, and Jeremy Jordan plays Jamie.
Yeah.
And I just remember hearing the soundtrack and being like, I haven't done a show in 6 years, and this is what I have to try to
And
do.
this is the one they asked
Jeremy
me
Jordan.
to do.
Good Lord. It's like, first of all, that's unattainable. Jeremy Jordan's
Yeah.
Jeremy Jordan. That's
the
who he is,
blueprint.
yeah.
No one's gonna meet that expectation. But yeah, no. So super excited.
I have never seen the movie. That was before my love of theater kicked in really enough to understand what was going on. Even though it was out, I believe, like I don't know when it came out, but I just wasn't.
I want to say
deep
like
enough.
2014.
Yeah, see,
2015.
I just wasn't deep enough into my knowledge of musical theaters at that point in time. So, is the movie a musical too?
It
Yes.
is.
Okay.
Yep.
Phew, thank God they didn't waste Jeremy Jordan. Just making sure, because the guy who played Hans in Frozen, who was that?
Jonathan Groff.
Didn't get to sing,
Yes.
right? Jonathan Groff, and who else?
Uh,
Who played the Love Prince guy? He didn't have a song. That was the point. He was a music theater guy. And I was like, oh my gosh.
I don't remember his
Yeah.
name.
I know
So-
the character's name is Christoph.
Yeah, Kristoff. Who played Kristoff?
That's Jonathan Groff.
Oh, that's
See,
Jonathan Groff.
there-
I
he
apologize.
just sings
You're
the
right.
song with
Oh,
yeah.
Sven,
Yeah.
right? Or something
Yeah,
for like 30
reindeers
seconds.
are better than
Yes.
people.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like, how did you cast him and then not let him sing a song in Frozen?
A
They
criminal.
gave him a whole song in the second movie.
Okay.
I will say. And
All
it's
right.
really good.
Good. I was like, I cannot believe they did that. I knew by that point in time, I knew some musical theater people. But
Yeah.
but when the last 5 years was out, I was totally oblivious to anything. So I wouldn't have known it was even a musical. I didn't know what was going on. I didn't know who Jeremy Jordan was. It was like I was totally dumb. So I never saw it. Never saw the thing, and so I didn't know anything about this story at all until I saw an actual stage production. But I didn't know they didn't look at each other.
Yeah.
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 I guess I'll pay attention this time to little things like that. I
Yeah,
was
so
more
they
like
obviously
paying attention
sing
to the
about
story.
each other the
Right,
entire
that's-
time,
I
but
didn't even think that they didn't look at each other.
Yeah,
Yep.
there's scenes where they share the stage at the same time,
Right.
but they are existing in different timelines.
Yes, they are.
yeah.
Okay,
is
so
really
you want to
cool.
explain that, Sophia?
Yeah, so the story of the last 5 years follows Kathy, I think it's Kathy Hyatt,
Yeah.
and Jamie Wellerstein. And the show opens with Kathy at the end of the relationship. She's singing about being in pain. And then right next song, Jamie's start of the relationship. Very, bright-eyed and bushy-tailed. He's ready to start things. And then as you go through the songs, as Jamie is going through the relationship, you'll see vignettes of Kathy. Sometimes she'll have her own song. Sometimes she'll have, a few verses here and there. And vice versa as well. There'll be moments where Kathy's at the end, and you'll see Jamie at the start calling his publicist, because Jamie is an up-and-coming author, and Kathy is an aspiring performer and an actress. So the really interesting thing is that, when you're on stage, them being on stage at the same time, to the untrained eye, it would look like it's at the same time, but they're not. Somebody's at the beginning and somebody's at the end, or as the show goes on, then it's Kathy at the beginning and Jamie at the end. But
I didn't think they were singing about each other. That's what I thought. I thought it was two different relationships.
Yeah, no,
it's
for a
the
while.
same one.
No, for a while
okay.
I thought because they're singing about totally different things. Initially.
Exactly. That's
so
the
how would I
crazy
know?
thing. It switches so fast. And that was something that I've talked to both of them about, is that, people who really like the last 5 years or who are really familiar, they kind of see Kathy as the one who was wronged, which if you know the show, there's definitely a lot to support that. But Max's character, his biggest challenge is to win over the audience, because when you start the show and you see this woman who's so upset and she keeps, the song is called Still Hurting, and there's an inherent pain to that. And then you see this guy who's like at the start of his life full of energy. You're like, hey, how is this guy going to be evil?
Yeah.
And so
Well, again, that's why I thought it was totally
Yeah,
different. So it took
right.
me a hot minute to figure out what was going on in the show, because just to explain it again to the audience, this is the same story told in opposite directions.
Yep,
reverses.
opposites.
They're
Dueling
reversing.
timelines.
Yeah, they're
Yeah.
reversing. One's singing it from the beginning of the relationship to the end, and the other one's singing it from the end of the relationship to the beginning.
Yeah.
So they're singing about the same story, the same relationships, just from a present to the past and a past to
Yep.
the present.
Yep.
Exactly. Yeah.
Coolest concept. I don't know who came
So
up with that
cool.
idea.
Thank
but
you,
it-
Jason Robert Brown.
Jason Robert
Oh,
Brown.
there you go. I guess Jason Robert Brown can love it. But it took me a hot minute, like I said, to figure out what was going on and going, oh, they're singing about each other.
it is confusing when
Yeah.
you first see
I
it.
think
You're
that's
like, what's happening?
that's important to
Right.
know going
Yes,
in.
very
Yeah.
much so.
It is definitely the sort of show that you need to be fully present for if you are in the audience.
Yes, if you-
because
and
he has
this
some
could
great
help, yeah.
nods in, like the second song and then the second to last song of the show. Those are at the same time. But you don't really know that until you start to catch on as you're watching. But there are little hints he throws in here and there that
Well, I had
show
to listen.
you.
I had to listen to it again on podcasts or on Spotify just to really get an understanding.
Yeah.
Because when I'm watching it, it's almost like I'm trying to watch a mystery and I'm trying to figure out what the hell I'm watching.
Yes.
Right.
You know, instead of just
Why does this crumble?
Instead of just
Right.
enjoying the dang show and enjoying the stuff, I'm like, what am I watching here? You know.
Right.
And so then once I kind of caught on and understood, by that point in time, I was like, oh, I missed a bunch already. You know? I should. So when I go back and listen to Spotify, I'm like, all right, yeah, I see what's going on here. Yeah, so
Yeah.
I think so I wanted to at least warn the listeners, if you haven't seen the last 5 years, just realize there were a couple. They are singing about the same life together.
Yep.
Just in past and present opposites. So
Yes.
now you know, brace yourself for this.
Yeah.
And so then you don't have to worry about like that anymore. Don't sit there and try and figure anything out. Just enjoy the beautiful voices of Max and Casey the whole time, and just listen to their stories and what's going on. So.
Yeah, and Sophie's doing a really great job of making sure the audience will understand the story
Yeah.
to the best of their ability.
Yeah.
Absolutely, yeah. Her direction's been wonderful. Just the understanding of the story, but also I think she, spoke to it earlier, but we've gotten to, I think because of how small our kind of group is here, like we've gotten to do a ton of character like work and development of, because what's interesting about it too is it just the show, in my opinion, at least this is me, but there's this really weird dichotomy between like you see their dynamic as a couple, like as a duo, how it works and the imperfections of that. But then you also see the individuality of it. Her, as Sophie said, Jamie's an aspiring novelist who is almost realizing success a lot quicker than he thought he would, versus Kathy, who's this aspiring actress who's, going through the typical, struggling at first phase. So you see them struggle, I would say especially Jamie, to, realize this newfound success as an individual, but then be there for the partner that's not necessarily, realizing that success. So it's this kind of, like I had mentioned, just this weird dichotomy between you see how they're able to, or lack thereof, balance the individuality versus their, time together. And so, I don't know, it exists on that weird moral line. So you get to kind of, the audience, I think in a way kind of gets to decide who's the villain, when the relationship, you see, things start to happen where it's not working out. I think in a weird way, it's kind of parallel to like Dear Evan Hansen. I think we were kind of talking about this, where if anyone listening is familiar with Dear Evan Hansen, like
one of my favorite shows ever. I love that. Love
Great
that
show.
show.
so good. The score is incredible. And then like with the story,
Even the music, now you've just kicked it up even more to me, but
Oh
just
my
the
gosh.
story. Yeah.
yeah, the story, for people that aren't familiar with it, not to, spoil it, but basically there's the whole storyline is made up off a lie, basically, that this young man comes up with, but there's some healing that takes place because of that story, and some, a family coming closer together and stuff like that. So that exists on the moral line of like he's lying, which is not good, but there's also some, healing,
It's like three
and
groups of people that all get better in that situation because of this lie too.
Because then the audience gets to decide, well, where's the morality there? And then similarly, I think with the last 5 years, I've read online, and it just makes me laugh. Some people are like, Jamie's the worst, he's the villain, which there are a lot of very, I think, inherently, I don't want to say inherently, but a lot of negative, qualities about Jamie that are really brought to light with this story.
I think it's real. See, that's why I like it too, is because relationships are work.
Yeah.
They are, and
Yes.
you can't just live in this fantasy world of Disney where things are just going to work out just fine and everything's going to be great. It's like, that's not real life. Relationships are work, and sometimes things happen that are pushing against your relationship, and sometimes people handle those well and sometimes they don't. And you have to decide in that situation if this is going to be something that you're going to fight for or not. And obviously in some situations people just decide mentally it's not worth fighting for and then move on. It might be healthier for them to move on, but sometimes it's not. I think that's just life, and that's why I love theater. That's why I love art. That's why I love this kind of stuff, because it is all the good theater that's out there is a reflection on real life. And a lot of this, like the last 5 years, half the marriages end in divorce. So it's like, it's reality. Why are we going to act like everybody's going to go off like, and live a happy? Not everybody is a salesman who comes into a town and finds a librarian who's also single and gets married. That's not real life. Okay?
Shout out Music Man. Okay.
Yeah, sometimes, that's not real.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And sometimes, this is more realistic. And I love that theater has evolved over the years. And this is part of it. This is part of theater and art and addressing these things. And I love that you guys are doing this stuff. So when is the show? We didn't say when the show is.
Yeah.
We said where it is.
Do you want to take it away,
Yeah,
Casey?
the show is July 31st through August 2nd at 7:30.
Okay.
And then we have our matinee August 3rd at 2:30.
Okay. Tickets?
And yes, so tickets, we are having an interesting thing going on with tickets. Very summer stock style.
Yes.
But people can get tickets by emailing summerstocktl 5y@gmail.com. So you can reserve your tickets, pick them up at will call, or you can just buy them directly at the door for $10.
Okay.
Yep. Yeah, not
That'll
a
probably be my
steep
option.
price.
Yeah.
That'll be my option. I'll just show up and be like, is it mine right place?
Yeah, we are only selling 60 tickets a night, so
Okay.
that is why we are giving the option for people to reserve them.
Oh, I might have
in
to.
case they really know they want to come see the show, which I hope many people will want to.
60 tickets a night, a show that's not done very often,
Yep.
done by two people that are very, very talented and directed by another very talented person. So you guys better get there. Okay, University of Toledo. When's the date again?
July 31st through August 3rd.
All right. Thank you for coming on, guys. You're
Of
amazing.
course.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Thank you very much. Thanks for having us.
Fun.